we saw people struggling with the idea and concept of it's too expensive to eat healthy. So we thought, okay, that's the problem. Let's find a solution. So we found a solution for $5 or under per meal. And that represented the birth of the idea of Kingdom Fuel.
As we age, oftentimes hair seems to get a little bit thinner,
Mm.
and nobody likes to think that they're going to lose their hair. They call the hair the crowning glory. And when hair starts shedding at a rate that you feel is out of control, sometimes you find yourself in a panic. So let's talk about some ways that you can keep that hair on your
I
head.
don't know how many of you have ever seen the old classic Christmas story, It's a Wonderful Life, right? But in that movie, there was a run on the banks, right? And it's like, oh my word, nobody had any cash. Well, this actually is happening in real life, and it won't be a wonderful life, right?
Every passing day, we get more and more excited about our kingdom products because we want to help the kingdom be healthier in every way. So we've got several products that do a body good. First of all, our flagship product is called Kingdom Fuel. Tell us a little bit about Kingdom Fuel and why it's so good.
It's right there on the table. It comes in two flavors, first of all, chocolate and vanilla. It is not just a protein shake. Okay, so backing up, we saw people struggling with the idea and concept of it's too expensive to eat healthy. So we thought, okay, that's the problem. Let's find a solution. So we found a solution for $5 or under per meal. And that represented the birth of the idea of Kingdom Fuel. So Kingdom Fuel is organic pea protein. It's got greens and reds in it. So this is the phytonutrients from green plants and red plants that we all talk about. Eat your vegetables, right? It's also got vitamins and minerals in it. So it's got a complete complex of that. And it's got also soluble and insoluble fiber, which the difference between the two is profound. Soluble actually gathers moisture and makes you full. That would be kind of cool. And the insoluble goes through the system and grabs things like damaged particles, right? So it really has everything in there. And so we sourced the materials. We got it, the lab put it together, and we tried various things, and it tastes really awesome. You can mix it with, water if you want to, but you could also use like some unsweetened milk products and put it in there and mix in some fruits and more greens and reds if you want. And you can even put some nut butters in there. We've done that before too. So it is
even avocado.
Avocados. You see those there as well.
Favorites.
You could actually take that whole plate of stuff and put it in there, and it would be pretty good. Not the avocado seed, though. We don't want that. But you could grind it up if you were putting that in a Vitamix, I suppose. Right. The bottom line is that is truly the start of this idea of kingdom products. And kingdom, that kind of name comes from the idea of God's principles, right? They don't line up with the world's principles too well. So the world will tell you that it is too expensive to eat healthy, and God's word says we provide food for the healthy. So that's a provision. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody kind of needs that. And the last thing I'll say about that is it's a 2-year shelf life. So when you buy that, it is sustainable for 2 years. So if you don't open it, it's still good 2 years later. That's the point. And so people today are talking about prepping and all that stuff. And, do I think we've got problems in the world? Yes. But I think it's like, get your food now or die. No. But that is a good thing to have around if you're wanting to lose weight or get healthier or something like that, or save some money, which everybody might want to. There you go. There's Kingdom Fuel.
Well, and Kingdom Fuel does a body good. The body runs on nutrients. It doesn't run on medication. And Kingdom Fuel is a complete multivitamin and mineral. Our next favorite product is that thing called Kingdom Coffee. Now, Kingdom Coffee, I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Coffee is mold-free. It is pesticide-free. And it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious.
Mhm.
You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it. I used to be a person that had to have the creamer and the sweetener in my coffee, but
True.
not with Kingdom Cup. 1 cup does a body good.
And it's Kingdom Cup with a K,
K.
right? So this is important. 50% of all coffee at least
At least.
contains mold. Okay.
What's so bad about mold?
Well, mold is it's a toxic substance. You have mold, and then the toxins that come from that called mycotoxins, and we test people all the time that have mold. The bottom line is that does not have mold. And this is a key thing. That's in bean form, right? So you're going to be a little grinder. They're just a few bucks. Grind it up, put it in your maker, and make it. Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. So this is actually organic, mold-free, certified. It's got a little certificate with it. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Well, and with Kingdom Cup, 1 cup is about 100 milligrams of caffeine.
Yep.
So you know the dose that you're getting, that threshold of caffeine is usually about 300 milligrams a day. But 1 cup of Kingdom Cup, and you might not need to go for that 2nd and 3rd cup.
Well, that's good. And then we've got our Kingdom Candy with a K again. 2 flavors. We got salted caramel and
Delicious.
peanut butter. These are great. I mean, they're
kind of like a complete meal.
yeah, they're 200 calories. People want to know that all the time. And not that we're worried about calories, but these things have great ingredients. They're not sweetened with sugars, and they don't have those false sugars or fake sugars, artificial
They've got
sugars.
fiber in them.
They do. Fiber, they've got some things like turmeric. One's got kale in it. Don't worry, you're not going to be grossed out. And they taste awesome.
Can't even taste it.
No. It's interesting. Salted caramel crunch is our newest flavor. We'll come up with some other stuff at some point, but those can bridge the gap of that sweet tooth craving. They're sweetened with monk fruit. And that's really, if you know what that is, it's not going to raise blood sugar.
It's really only 2 grams of sugar. I refer to it as the sweet without the cheat.
So we've got more of these Kingdom line products coming. Soon to come is Kingdom Crunch with a K. That's going to be like a cereal. 2 different flavors of that working through. And we'll have some more things out there. We've got our
Kingdom Water?
Kingdom Water. We've got Kingdom Water, which is hydrogen water. So any of these things out here are designed to be money saving, nutrition giving, and life enhancing. And this is a big deal. So if you want to live in a way that's different than the world, avail yourself to all these Kingdom line products. And hey, you'll find out, like thousands of other people did, that these things will help you live
Biohack.
healthier. Yeah, biohack, help live you healthy longer. Okay, so enjoy.
Healthy hair secrets. Biohack. Aging causes of hair loss and thinning.
Your hair can grow as long as my wife's hair. Find out how.
I could use your assistance.
Okay,
Jesus. Huh? My name is Jesus.
Sure. Jesus.
Jesus is here today.
You looking for a job?
Yes, sir.
You and Mark have 45 days before the bank forecloses.
Not to worry. They do not call me, by God, Byron, for nothing. The collection plate starts to be passed around. Mark reaches into the basket and shouts, "You and your family are the winner from the first church of the lotto." Kind of think of it like a high-stakes bingo night every Sunday.
This video of the diaper is going viral right before our eyes.
This is a miracle.
What is?
Friends of Faith has over 300,000 followers.
Oh my dad! That's more followers than Moses had.
Jesus! Take the wheel!
Just say it.
No,
Stop
take the wheel!
I got it, buddy.
And when you navigate through these economies with people, here's what happens. We want to hold their hand through it, let them know when it's time to buy, sell, reallocate, get out of Dodge. Because a lot of times when you're struck with fear does 2 things. Number 1, it can paralyze. and people just put their head in the sand and say, I'm just going to forget about it and hopefully it gets better. Or it causes you to make a wrong decision. And this is why we are here, is to help people navigate through the political quagmire nonsense that's going on, the economic malaise, and the absolute collapse that we're seeing. And when our freedoms are eroding, our political freedoms, our economic freedoms, our personal freedoms, our religious freedoms, our health freedoms, they're all tied together. But you know what doesn't need to erode with that? Our finances.
KirkElliottPhD.com/Sherwood.
Let's shine the spotlight on one of our star supplements.
The human body can make most of the types of fats it needs from other fats or raw materials, but not omega-3 fatty acids, also called omega-3 fats or N3 fats.
These are essential fats that the body must get from food.
Biomega 1000 provides a potent dose of omega-3 essential fatty acids sourced from a strategically placed fishing facility in the far South Pacific Ocean off the coast of Chile.
Each capsule delivers an impressive 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, and the capsules also contain vitamin E. See the link below for a special offer, and remember, don't be fooled by cheap online knockoffs. We're bringing to you today some healthy secrets about how to keep that head of hair healthy. You know, as we age, oftentimes hair seems to get a little bit thinner, and nobody likes to think that they're going to lose their hair. They call the hair the crowning glory. And when hair starts shedding at a rate that you feel is out of control, sometimes you find yourself in a panic. So let's talk about some ways that you can keep that hair on your head.
Well, you're right. A lot of people kind of fear losing hair. You know, I had a guy in the office just the other day that he always wears a hat, and he said, "Can I show you something?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm thinking, what's he gonna do? You know, I don't know. He pulls off his hat and shows me kind of a round spot on the back of his head, and he said, "I keep this covered up because I don't want anybody to see it." So I was thinking, wow. And then in preparation for our time today, I thought of this, but people do fear that a lot. And ladies and men that get into menopause or andropause actually begin to lose hair a lot of times. Andropause is when
male menopause.
Male menopause might look at it like that. When their androgens productions begin to go down. And so two different reasons. And then there's also the idea of some genetic tendencies to lose hair faster. We can't disregard that. But there are a lot of things we can do to remediate that loss of hair, at least the pace of it.
Absolutely. So some of the things that we need to look at are, number one, hormone balance. For each passing year, those hormones decline. And if your hormones aren't in balance, your hair is one of the things that your body can do without. So it's going to shed quicker, the hair follicles get thinner, and before we know it, we've lost a whole head of hair. So make sure your hormones are balanced. Number two is check your thyroid. Thyroid levels play a very, very big role in hair. Not only head hair, but the eyebrow hair and even hair on your lower extremities. So thyroid is also very important. You got to look at things like stress. Stress is a huge contributor to hair loss. If we're overly stressed, just from emotional stress, that's another reason that you can lose your hair, or the stresses that you put on your hair. Hair color, hair dye, hair shampoos, hair rubber bands, things that we wear in our hair, even like hats, can stress the hair and cause hair loss. Those are all things that we can really do something about and address. Even we need to look at iron levels. If iron falls too low, we can have hair loss. If we lose weight too fast, we can have hair loss. So it's not to fear. We just have to identify the cause and remedy it with a solution.
And there's a lot of solutions out there. I mean, you mentioned hormone balance. I think for ladies out there, it really is estradiol. 17-beta estradiol is what you need. And a lot of ladies just go without that. And again, you're going to have to kind of turn off the noise that say hormones cause cancer. No, they don't. Or every little girl reaching puberty would have cancer. That's just a foolish thing to say. And then obviously there's nutrition. to be involved. I think a lot of people forget the idea that the hair growth phase lasts 4 to 6 months as a general rule, and then it goes into this pause phase. Growth phase is called an anagen phase. Pause phase is called, or loss is called a catagen phase. So these phases go in and out. There's times where the hair grows, times where it doesn't. And, times if the hair sheds a lot, it'll come back as you get stability in your life back, nutritionally, et cetera. And one of the nutrients we forget about with that is biotin. Biotin is actually a B vitamin. I believe it's B7. That's great for hair.
And also, we have to think about iron. Iron levels are very important for hair. If you're low in iron, you're going to shed hair. B vitamins across the board, not just biotin, but even B12. If that's deficient, you're going to shed your hair. We can also think about things like a collagen in nature. We've got one of my favorites is whole body collagen.
Yep.
It's colorless, tasteless. You can put it in water and get it down through the day, and it aids in improving the tensegrity or the strength of hair, skin, nails, bone, and connective tissue.
So here's a little bit of a hair sort of building protocol for you. This is what we would do. We would give you, if your hair's out there and it's getting thin, we'd give you whole body collagen. And you can put it in your coffee, Kingdom Cup, as a creamer. You can actually use whole body collagen and put it in your water. It dissolves in the water. Again, it becomes very clear. You can drink your water that has collagen in it, but make sure you get one serving of whole body collagen. That's a specific type of collagen that we have. Then you could also get something called HSN complex. Now it stands for hair, skin, and nails. That comes in capsules or powder. You could put a scoop of that in some kind of a drink as well. Then you can also use a peptide called GHK copper, and that comes in a little bit of a foam, and you can take that foam, put it in your hands and put it in your hair at night on your scalp. Putting those things together, you can actually stop some of that hair loss. So if you're out there and you're thinking, well, what can I do? We've given you real remedies here. So, jump on that protocol and you can at least stop that, the madness of the hair loss.
Well, and it's also very good to get your labs checked, all the way from insulin to DHEA. High DHEA can cause hair loss. Thyroid that's out of balance can cause hair loss. Hormones definitely that are out of balance can cause hair loss. In today's day, more women and men are getting their hormones replaced. And if testosterone is too high, it can convert into this thing called DHT, dihydrotestosterone. And that is actually toxic to the hair follicle. So it will cause the hair on your head to thin and shed. So hormone balance is very important in keeping your crown in glory, from the balance of testosterone to the balance of DHEA to the balance of estradiol and even thyroid.
So there you go. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. Check the right things, get the right remedies, and stop the hair loss. There you go. How about that? Up next, our financial guru, Kirk Elliott, gives us advice on what you need to know at this time in history.
Hey friends, you already know the answer to this, but we'll ask you anyway. If you stay away from your favorite junk food for a month and then go back to supersizing it, will your health improve?
Well, that's the thing about change. To change, we have to be as consistent as possible.
And when we go back to an old habit, it's not the end of the world. We just get back at the new habit.
Before you know it, real transformation is evident to you and others.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life, and we'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today.
Hey there, Kevin Sorbo here. Now, deep down, we know this. We're more than just a brain and a body. We're a spirit, we're a soul, and we're also a physical temple. If you hit the wall when you're trying to improve one aspect of your being, it's probably because, well, other aspects are sabotaging our success. So that's why diets don't work. And frankly, why so much conventional wisdom from our so-called medical establishments falls flat. Doctors Michele and Mark Sherwood have a very different approach. I should know because I happen to be one of their patients. They address the whole person to get to know you, your challenges, and more importantly, what your goals are. Then they offer a complete plan that addresses your unique biology and your heart. They'll help you discover what you need to experience transformation. So find out more at sherwood.tv/sorbo. That's sherwood.tv/sorbo, or see the link before. Now I'm heading for a workout. You should be going for a workout too. All right, guys. God bless.
Hey everybody, Dr. Kirk Elliott here, and thanks, Mark, for having me on. Interesting topic today because it's a scary topic for everybody that has funds in the bank, right? So I don't know how many of you have ever seen the old classic Christmas story, It's a Wonderful Life, right? But in that movie, there was a run on the banks, right? And it's like, oh my word, nobody had any cash. Well, this actually is happening in real life, and it won't be a wonderful life, right? So the FDIC, the Federal Depository Insurance Corp, right? When you have a bank account, a checking account, savings account, your bank accounts are what? They're insured up to $250,000, right? So we all feel safe, right? We all feel safe that our bank accounts should be safe, right? They're not tied to the stock market. They're not tied to the bond market, or are they, right? Because what does the bank do with your funds? They lend it out, right? So they used to be that every $100 you would deposit, they would keep $10 back and they would loan out $90, right? So it was a 10% reserve requirement. Well, during COVID, the banks, all banks in America from the Federal Reserve said reserve requirement is zero. So they don't have to keep any money on hand at all, zero, right? Oh my word, they could be ripe for a bank run, right? So they also did one other thing. This happened last year. Also what happened last year was the Fed took $2.5 trillion of liquidity out of the banking system via a mechanism called a reverse repo mechanism, which just means they gave all banks these worthless US treasuries and stripped cash out. So they took out $2.5 trillion. They made a 0% reserve requirement, meaning banks don't have anything on hand. So their liquidity is like minimal. But then in November of 2022, a meeting was held at the FDIC, and this video just came out this end of the first week in January. It was a video of their meeting. It wasn't intended for public consumption because these FDIC officials were talking, and what were they saying? We can't let the public know about this at all. Now, the bankers, they need to know what's happening in the markets and the impending collapse. And see, Mark, words have meaning, right? So impending collapse, they weren't talking about a collapse that might happen somewhere down the road, an impending collapse of the markets, and the public can't know about what they're talking about in this meeting because that would come with unintended consequences. It's like, what in the world were they talking about? So what they're talking about is the FDIC is running out of money. So we all think we have $250,000 insurance coverage. We don't, because there's $9 trillion of our money in the banking system, 9 trillion, okay? They have 125 billion covering 9 trillion. That's 1.388%. So the FDIC only has 1.388% of all of our deposits covered. No wonder the FDIC officials, when they didn't know they were being recorded, said, we can't let the public know about this because it would come with unintended consequences, which would be what? A run on the banks. And how much money do banks have? 0% reserve requirement. And they stripped $2.5 trillion out. So this is where, what do we do? I mean, seriously, what do we do when our banks aren't even safe? And you and I have spoken in the past, Mark, about stock market collapse, bond market collapse, and a lot of times people just put their money in the banks when they want it safe and they just want to sit on the sideline. That's not even a good option now, right? With the banking system in complete shambles, no liquidity, and now FDIC, the insurance coverage is so underfunded, they only cover 1.388%. So what do? What you and I have been talking about for months now, Go into tangible assets like gold and silver. It's your safe haven. It's the flight for quality that we all need in times like this, because here's the growth that we've seen. Asset protection, first and foremost. We need to protect everything we've worked so hard to accumulate. Silver and gold are the safest assets in the planet because they're things, and things go up with inflation. But over the last 13 weeks, silver's up almost 40%. It was, let's see, 3 months ago, so, 13 weeks, it was $17.97 an ounce. Today, it's well over 24. It's up almost 40%. But 12 weeks doesn't make a trend. So let's look back further. 2.5 years. Silver was $11.91 an ounce in March of 2020. Now it's up to over 24. That's up 98% in 2.5 years, averaging 38% year growth. That is amazing. In a time like this, when we're all concerned about stock markets collapsing, bond markets collapsing, we're losing equity in our houses, we can have a smile on our face like I always do, because we can have something good. There's hope and there's light at the end of this tunnel. If you do the right thing, reallocate into silver or gold, tangible silver or gold, and we can help you with that.
Introducing OK Movie Stream, your ticket to a world of cinematic classics and wonders, right from the heart of Oklahoma and the surrounding areas.
Baby, take a walk under the moonbeams.
Dive into a world of captivating stories and extraordinary talent, all on OK Movie Stream.
You got to believe, y'all.
Choose the option that suits you best. Watch for free with commercials, binge watch your favorites for 3 days, or unlock ad-free streaming for just $10 a year. Join the OK Movie Stream community today and embark on a cinematic journey like never before.
Can a shake transform your life?
Well, if it helps you invest in your health on a daily basis, the answer is
yes.
Consistency is key, and there's not a better, simpler way to begin your change.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life.
We'll auto-ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today.